All right, so now we can talk as loud as we want. All right, so homework is 3-7. I'm going to try to make it a shorter homework because you guys need to have it done by tomorrow. Now, if it's not done, I'm still going to let you take the test, assuming that you have 3-1 through 3-6 done. Try to get 3-7 done because it's the best preparation for the mastery. But if you don't, it will be okay. You will not be forsaken. So, surprised that nobody tried to pass out notes yet. Bunger's got it. All my boulders are falling over. So you guys remember our chef? We've seen him a little bit from the Lasagna Shack. Chef Ramsay.
The only problem with my most excellent meatloaf is it's so much cheaper than everything else on the menu, and everyone keeps ordering it. Maybe I need to add something really expensive to the recipe so I can bump up the price.
So when we talk about markups and markdowns and things like that, a lot of places that like set their own prices do so through a formula. So like restaurants will charge maybe like 150% of what their cost was or something like that. So a lot of times if they want to charge more for something, they can't just charge more. They'll change how they make the item. They'll add something to it. They'll add something to the meal. So two friends are agree to pay half of the meal and 20% tip. Each friend has $8.50. Do they have enough money? So remember, what do we calculate the tip off of? How do we calculate the tip? Who can remind me? When we're tipping at a meal, it's going to be 20% of what? Eminal?
So to find the find the how much that you need, you multiply the subtotal.
Yeah, we use the subtotal for the tip. So we're going to calculate 20% of that $13. I'm surprised no one noticed. I realize it's way too bright. Set the ambiance. So calculate 20% of that subtotal. Go ahead, do this on your own. You have this on your paper. You've got space off to the right there. I'm going to pull up the notes so I can reference them. Stop writing.
By the way, how's your day been going?
It's going pretty well.
That's good to hear.
All right, so shuffle up again. Oriana, you've been gone a few days. How do I do that? What math did you do?
I was actually going to ask that.
Ooh, good, thank you. I'll do that in just a second as soon as we change to the next question. So tip, the math that we're going to do, 20%, our subtotal was $13. So what do we get? $2.60. Now, some of you guys have been realizing it's easy to find 10%. To find 10%, I can just move my decimal over one place. So that would have been 1.3, and then you can double it to get the 20%. So we get the $2.60. So then that is going to increase my bill by $2.60 and make it a total bill of $16.90, right?
Yeah.
So if they both have $8.50, how much money do they have combined? They both have $8.50. How much money would they have combined? Well, there's two. Yeah, $17. You can double the $8, get 16, and then double the 50 cents and get one more dollar. So, do they have enough money?
Yes.
Yeah. And if they were nice, they would just leave the whole $17. They'd tip a little bit over 20%, but that's fine. It's nice to tip over 20%. Mm-hmm.
Did you know that if you put a smiley face and put thank you, your tip will increase by more than your...
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Wait, what's not true?
You can think it's true, but it's not true.
It is true.
It might make them happy, but it's not increasing the amount of money that they get.
What happens if what happens?
He was saying if you draw a smiley face on it or something. Drawing a smiley face on is not going to change the dollar amount.
That'd be cool if it did.
All right.
Thanks for inviting me to the race. This is really fun.
What?
This is really fun.
You want to go for a run?
Never mind.
It's really loud. So if you go to a race or anything like that, you should take earplugs or earmuffs or something. So each ticket cost $17.50. Pay attention, there's each, and you bought 2. You paid a total of $38.50, including an online service fee. Now, a service fee is what places charge you for providing a service. So when I go to concerts, I can go to Kroger and buy my concert tickets at Kroger. They have a Ticketmaster location. You can really buy tickets for pretty much anything. But you have to pay a service fee for the fact that the Kroger employees are working as Ticketmaster employees. So $38.50 is going to be my entire price that I paid. But we want to say, express the fee as a fixed charge per ticket and as a percent rate to the nearest whole percent. So first off, we should probably figure out what was that service fee. You don't have an idea of how we could do that, Bunger?
Well, I just did $17.25 times 2, and I got 34.50.
So we know the tickets, only the tickets, were $34.50. So then what'd you do?
So then I figured, well, the difference between $34.50 and $38.50 is 4, so $4 is the service.
Yeah, so the service fee must be $4 total. So what would be my service fee per ticket? Luke? $2. So we know this is $2 per ticket. And then I want to express it as a percent increase to the cost of the ticket. So if I want to calculate a percent increase, well, because I'm dealing with increase, it's going to be the amount of increase over the original ticket price. What was the amount of increase for each ticket? $2. What was the original ticket cost? $17.25. We do that division.
Ooh, I got a 10.9.
Ooh, give it to me as a decimal first. 10.9589. Then we move the decimal, and we get that our percent, what says as a percent to the nearest whole percent. So when I look at that, I round it to 11%. Any questions on that process? We want to first find out how much it increased by, then find the percent that it increased by. No questions on this? Try the got it on your own. Now you bought 3 tickets. Each cost $110. Your total is $353.10, including a processing fee on each ticket. Think about this while you're working. What if we think about the increase on each ticket divided by the price of one ticket? Or what if we think about the increase for all of the tickets divided by the price for all of the tickets? Would we get the same percent change? So I'm going to solve this 2 different ways. Bailey, do you know what the first step I need to do is?
110.3.
Yeah. Whether I write this out or just do it mentally, I want to multiply that by 3 to find out the price of all 3 tickets, which is $330. I can then take $353 and 10 cents, divine and do what? Do what? So not yet. We first have to find the amount of change. Do you know or do you want to pass? We got to subtract. So I subtract my 330 away from that and find that my increase was $23.10 for all 3 tickets combined. So I want to compare, what if I take the increase for, we're going to say like all, and then over here we're going to do 1. And you don't have to do both. I just want to show you for the example. So if I look at all of the increase, 23.10 over my original 3 ticket cost of 330, or for 1, well, first I'd have to divide this by 3 to figure out for each one. 23.10 divided by 3.
7.7.
7.70.
Yep.
So this would be $7.70 over 110. Does anybody have the $23.10 divided by 330? Bella, what do you get? 7% increase. You would have gotten 0.07 converted.
0.0.
Huh?
0.0.
Yeah, sorry, 0.0. No, 0.07.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry, I didn't say the first 0. What about 7.70 divided by 110?
7%.
7%. So whether you take the total increase over the total original, or the increase for 1 over the original 1 ticket, you'll get the same percent change. So many right ways to get to Florida. A lot of right ways to solve these. Questions on that? Moving on. So, the number 100 is increased by 20%, then decreased by 20%. Is the answer 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you guys to solve this on your paper. You got to show evidence of how you got your answers. You can't just write down yes or no or whatever. You have to first show the value being increased by 20%, which really you're saying 20% of 100, add that onto it. Then we have to decrease the new value by 20%. So our step, I'm actually going to pull up the notes here because I think it'll be easier. So step 1, percents of 100 should be easy for us. Class, what's 20% of 100? 20. So if I take my 100 and increase by 20, my new value is 120. Now I'm going to take that value and decrease it by 20%. So I again need to find 20% of, but now it's my new value, 120. Well, that's going to be 24. Because again, guys, to find 10%, you can just move the decimal over. That gives me 12. I double that to get 20%, I get 24. So now to decrease my 120 by 20%, I now get 96.
Nope.
A percent increase does not do the same as a percent decrease. So that's why when a store marks a price up by 100%, they can only actually mark it down 50% to end up at the same place they started. So think about that. If a store bought something for $5, they increased the price 100%, and now they have it marked at $10. If they tried to decrease that price by 100%, it'd be 0. That wouldn't make any sense. So percent increases and percent decreases are different. So check out the got it. I kind of already gave this away if you were paying attention. You take the number 100 and increase by 100%. Then we're going to decrease that new value by 50%.
Oh.
Easy is a relative term.
Should take a lot.
Saying this is a lot of homework or anything like that.
I always feel like the problem solving is
I have not like activated it yet. I'm still tweaking it. So I'm looking for it to be like about 12.
I always feel
Because then you would need to do 10 of them to get the 80%. Because 10 out of 12 is 83%. So that gets you over 80.
sometimes I just do that just since like if I
What's 100 increased by 100%? Cassidy? What's it mean if I increase something by 100%? What does that really do to the value? It doubles it. So that becomes 200. Then I decrease by 50%. Well, Isaiah, what's it mean to decrease by 50%? Half it. So I end up back at 100. That's exactly what we're talking about with those retail situations. Your percent increase has to be a lot more than the percent decrease that you want to be able to do. Does that make sense? If I never got high enough in the retail world to do the pricing. Like they never had me determining the price. I would like put prices on things. But that's the math that you really have to think about, because if you do the math wrong, your store is going to lose money. So that's like where you have to really think about, what do I increase the price by so I can put it on sale? I'll let the video play for this. Yep, we're already on the back. Kit was not right, by the way. Or Cat was not right, sorry. So, here's what I'm driving at. Here's what I'm getting at. And I should have put this on the notes. I'll tweak that for next year. So, percent markup. So, okay, so this is not what we do. Actually, that's why I didn't put it on the notes. I remember now. Some stores say that their percent markup is the markup that they've performed divided by the cost. But some stores do the markup divided by their final selling price. Why might they do this? Let's hypothesize. We buy an item for $50, the store does. They want to mark it up to sell it at a price of $75. So what was the amount of markup there? Well, $25, right? So I could take 25 over 50, and they increased it by 50%. Or, if we look at it the other way, where some retail stores do it, the markup of 25 over the final price of 75, that's a third, or only approximately 33%. Why do you think they might do that? Like in their records, they'd say, oh, this price has gone up by 33%. Like that's the margin that we marked it up by. Nobody has any ideas? Think about when you're trying to put things on sale. Could you put this on sale for 50% off and still make money or break even? Could you put this on sale for 32%, 33% and still be okay? Stores will use this formula so that the percent, their quote unquote markup percent, tells them how much they can mark the item down by. So they use this formula so that they don't have to like think about the markdown. They know we can go as far as 33%, but that's our break-even point. If they use the 50%, it's hard to determine what they can mark it down by. They'd still have to do the math. So essentially they use this formula to make their life easier and say you can mark it down as low as 33%. But they'd probably just say, okay, mark it down 25%, we'll still make a little bit of money. So that's how you can use math to manipulate what you're actually doing. That makes their life super easy because then their employees don't have to, this is out of order, don't have to think too hard about it. All right, anyone ever been surfing?
I tried once.
Yeah, we live in Ohio, so it's kind of hard. Have you ever seen little bumper stickers or anything that say Surf Ohio? That actually is in reference to skateboarding. That's the joke, because like you can't surf Ohio, so you skateboard. So
Woo-hoo! Cowabunga!
Cowabunga is like a surfer term,
Also,
in case you didn't know that.
also the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, well, that's where they got it. So you live in a state with 6.25% sales tax. I wish. That's lower than what we have. Which surfboard can you afford to buy if the most you can afford to spend is $300? So guys, this is exactly like what your homework is. You have to do 2 steps for each of these. But I'm going to make your life easier now. It takes careful work, but I'm going to make your life easier, okay? If you save 1/4, if you have a sale of 1/4 off, what percent is that? 25%, easy, right? But instead of calculating 25% off and then subtracting, can anyone think of a 1-step process to get my sale price? Forget about the tax for a moment. What 1 step would get me my sale price? Eli, your hand shot up. But then I'd still have to multiply by something, right? If you divide by 4, you're doing like 1/4 of the price. That would that'd give you the amount of discount, but I'd still have to subtract that or something. What percent are you supposed to pay? Like normally, what percent are you supposed to pay normally?
Oh, I know what you're supposed
Guys, you walk into a store, something's priced at $10. Can you only pay 7?
No.
No. So what percent are you supposed to pay?
100.
100%, right?
I know what you're supposed to do.
Ethan?
Multiply 385 times 0.75.
Why?
Because 100 minus 25 is 75.
If you save 25%, you're actually paying. Well, take that 25% away from what you're paying. You're paying 75%. So you can jump right to finding your sale price if you just compute what percent am I going to pay. You're going to pay 75% of the surfboard. Bless you. That then gives me a sale price, Eli. $288.75, you said?
Yes.
Now, think about this again. If you're going to pay this price is now your 100%. That is what you're supposed to pay now because it's on sale. But they're going to increase the price by 6.25%. What 1 step, 1 multiplication, no additions or subtractions necessary, could I perform now to find a price and sales tax combined? Thomas?
Multiplied by 6.25.
That would only find me the, well actually it'd be 0.0625, but that'd only find me the tax.
No, just 6.25. Just multiply it straight. Not
That would give me a very large value, which like that's not what we want to do. I want to do the price and tax, right? We said the price was 100%. What we're supposed to pay is the total.
You minus it.
The tax is 6.25%. So really, you end up paying over 100%, right? You end up paying 106.25%. So really, I could just take my price and multiply it by 1.0625. Instead of doing just the 0.0625 and then adding that value with the price, we could just multiply by 1.0625 times the 288.75 and get the final price with tax added in. What do you get, Zach?
306.79.
306.79. Now, you don't have to take this shortcut process. It is totally up to you. But that's one way that we can cut out some of the work and think immediately, what am I expected to pay? So if we want to take that process for board 2, my first step there, Crystal, if we're 40% off, what percent is on, or what percent am I expected to pay? 60. So the first step here to find the sale price, I'm going to capture this, I'm going to jump over to the notes so I have a little bit more room. So now we want to look at board 2 to find our sale price. You're going to pay 60% of the price. 60% of 450 going to be 200.
180.
70.
No, 270.
Yeah, 270 because 240 plus another 30. Then to find the sale price and tax, we now treat the sale price like the 100%. That's what you're supposed to pay. So we can just take that 270 and multiply it by 1.0625. Your price can't go down. That is what we're expecting. Even, no decimals. So 0.86 really. So guys, I'm gonna show this to you like done out slowly. What? Hold on.
I thought she said point. I got 286.875. Yeah. So you said rounded down.
No, 5 rounds up. Sorry, it'd be 0.88.
I thought that's what she
I misheard what you had said. 5 rounds it up. Here's what we really did. We found 40%. That was the amount of discount, right? Careful. VHS tapes back there. 40% of my 450. You guys can go ahead and solve board 3 if you think you're confident with this. So this is the amount of discount was 180. So then we take 450 minus 180 and we get 270. Instead of doing 2 steps, we could just do 1 step. Then to find the tax, we could have done 0.0625 times the 270. That'd give me a tax amount of $16.88. I then take my 270, I add my $16.88, and I get $286.88. So instead of doing 4 steps, we could just do 2 steps. And you can do all of that in your calculator using that whole second answer technique. Do the third board on your own. Plus 20% off trading for your old board. I think we are going to trade in our old board. So with this one, instead of having a percent discount, we're going to trade in our old board. So you have today's price, and then we get another $20 discount because we're going to give them our old surfboard. Maybe it got bit by a shark or something. We don't want it anymore. I don't have it on. I can come help, but it should not be messing up.
Well, she
she said for you to come over and ask.
Yeah, I don't have it on. Hopefully my wife doesn't. I'll make sure it's closed on my phone, but I'll come check it out. Try the got it. Go ahead and try that using the method I just showed you guys.
Shut up, Brendan. Oh my days. Hey, Chris, remember in 6th grade when I bet you $5 if you fail your first driving test?
5 what? Future bucks? Emil, you're never gonna. Well, Emil.
By the way, for the record, any of what just happened is recorded.
Nice.
So I don't know. I trust you guys 100%, and that's why I'll just leave class. But I got their situation taken care of. Is anyone confident enough they'd like to teach board 3 or the got it?
I got you.
Bunger, your card's up, so you can have the got it. Franny, yes or no, do you want to teach board 3? I'm just going through the cards. Katie? Abby?
No.
Zach? Karina?
No.
Brennan?
Yes!
Brennan, board 3.
Yes!
Luck of the draw.
I didn't get my first got it. Well, the first. Hey, I was.
You got board 3 done though?
Yeah.
All right, have at it.
Okay. Okay. So.
Can we say excuse me, dude?
I said excuse me.
Since today, okay.
All right.
Today's price is $2.95. Okay. You would minus $2.95 minus
Williams.
20 because yeah.
Like,
Okay. Oh my God, this is out of orientation. Minus 20 is out of orientation.
Yeah, the more that you can write at one time, the easier it is.
Okay.
You can like write your okay. So everyone should have gotten that. The sale price today is $275. But then to compute the sale price with the tax, what'd you use to multiply by, Brandon?
I did 275 times 1 point.
And guys, this is the easiest way to compute what your items are actually going to cost, which you could play a little trick on your parents. If you know what the tax rate is where you are, which you can look it up, it's really easy. You can like look up tax rate at Polaris or tax rate at Easton.
And then I got
Just take 1 plus the decimal form of that tax rate, multiply it by your item cost, or like what the subtotal really is.
92.19.
Is you right?
So, can we afford board 3?
Yep.
Yeah, we can actually buy board 3. Sweet. You guys agree with them?
You gonna
Awesome.
erase it?
Thank you very much. No. I'm gonna capture it to be saved forever in a PDF form.
Hey, Mr. Williams, I have a question. Are you related to Sean Williams?
Yes.
I don't know if it will pick you guys up. I'm gonna watch it to find out how sensitive the mic is.
Yes, I am.
Because like if you're watching the videos, the sound's really quiet. I'm trying to fix that. If I used a different program, I could make it louder. I might ask the PTSA if they'll buy the other program for me. It's called Screencast-O-Matic. And the other benefit to that is it only captures the screen that you want it to, as opposed to capturing your whole screen. So this just does my entire whatever's on my screen. All right, talk us through.
So, as you can see so far, I've done this. So, that's the sale.
That little dot shouldn't be there, right? It's really $14.99.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
$14.99.
Yeah. Now, so I was really hoping you'd show it the other method too. Can you give the
I am doing the
alternative?
other
Okay.
method. That's what I'm working on right now.
You can
Times.
change colors too if you want.
Yeah. I don't mind. 1 point. It's too high, but whatever.
Oh, I think you might have a mistake.
Yeah.
there.
0.62.
You do have a mistake.
What? I do.
You do. That 11. Well, okay. So you hold up. Can anybody figure out? Hold on. Can anyone figure out what Ethan has written up here incorrectly? His numbers. Actually, I'm going to check it before I say that. The answers that he's got right now are correct, but one of the things he wrote up there is not what he should have used. Cassidy? He did, but Eminal?
The percent, it's not supposed to be, it's supposed to be 0.8 or like 480%.
Since it's 1/5 off, if he actually calculated by the 0.2, he would have found how much you take off the price, which is not what the $11.99 is. The $11.99 is his sale price, so he actually used 0.8, which is the amount you pay, because you're going to pay 80% of the price. But he 11.99 is the number he should have gotten. He just wrote the wrong. That's why I was really confused for a second.
And well, then if you do that multiplication, it's 12.30 or no, what? No, not 34. Hold on, I screwed this up. 12 point. Oh my God, 74. I'm cramming it.
Sure, 12.74.
That's for the first one.
So then we got to compare to B. We switch colors for B.
Yeah, sure. I'd rather erase like this.
All right,
just
so let's
leave the
capture.
answer.
So put a big
So
A
cramped.
over on the left of here. Just because when we capture, people are sick. I want them to know what's going on. So that's A.
And
Leash A. Like you're comparing two different deals. All right, then leash B. You guys know the leash is the thing that you would strap on like your ankle that would connect to the surfboard. So when the waves like toss you like you're in a washing machine, you don't lose your surfboard.
I did that and I almost drowned.
Yeah, we were ocean kayaking and I connected my wife in my kayak and we ended up accidentally turning sideways and a wave came and flipped us sideways. Yeah, she almost broke her wrist. I was in trouble.
I like swallowed.
How mad was she? Was she gonna hit you?
Dude, not
This
really.
is not good writing this.
All right, so wait, Ethan, explain the math that you're doing.
well, 7.99 is the general selling price. Then
Hey,
30%
listen up.
off. 30% off of 100. So therefore, you would be paying 70%.
So this is what I want you guys to get quick at. Ethan's realizing very fast, if I'm saving 30%, I'm paying 70%. Then that is like our new total value. So then
You get 12.59 on 12.59 times 1.0625.
which is just the one is the price of the item, and the 0.0625 is the extra tax added on. We're just doing both steps at
Oh
once.
no, what have I done?
What are you
have I
trying to
done?
do?
I was trying to erase that, but of course.
Yeah, it takes some practice.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, well, since I was
Just write it down below. Yeah.
13. Where do I?
So which one ends up cheaper? Leash A was 1274. Leash B is 1341.
Wait, hold on.
He can only get one of them.
I know. Which one would you buy? A. It ends up cheaper, unless for some reason B is like a lot nicer, like extra padding or something. So that then you have to compare. Well, the difference between them
It's like $1.
is not even $1. It's like 65 cents or something like
I
that.
like to
Yeah,
object
it
to
is
the
like
answer.
You'd like to object?
Yes.
Why?
Because I multiplied it at 13.37685, which I ran
Yeah.
and I got 13.
I had to round, so I just did.
So wait,
I rounded.
I also
Did I screw up on the
get
rounding?
13. Well, let me check your first step. 17.99 times 0.7. You get 1259. So here's the thing. I think you used the whole 12.593.
Yeah.
So here, I know what Bunger did.
I rounded.
So he wrote down 12.59, but I think he left the whole
There was the
12.593 in his calculator. That's where you'll get goofed up. If we rounded here, you've got to use that rounded value when you compute the total with the tax. So you can't leave the 3 on there. He left his number in the calculator, which is the dangerous thing. So we need to retype it in as 12.59 times the 1.0625, which then is 13. So either, if you left all the accuracy, you'd have 13.47, or you'd have 13.38. So slightly, but if you compute in your head or like on your phone, or if you were trying to figure this stuff out, you were still really close. So it's not like it's
most of them paper here, and I use the calculator.
a lot. You guys will get into, as we get further into math and science, you'll get into reasonable error or acceptable error. Being 3 cents off is pretty darn close. No one's gonna like fire you for, well, hopefully no one's gonna fire you for 3 cents.
I'll fire it.
So that's all we got for today. Thank you guys very much. Please come prepared for the test tomorrow. All right, fingers crossed.